The Law of Coherence. An audio course for adults, spoken in clear, simple language. Welcome. This is an audio course called The Law of Coherence. It is made for adults. The words are kept simple and clear, so anyone can follow along easily, even if the ideas are big. You can listen while walking, driving, or resting. There is no rush. You can pause whenever you want and come back later. This course does not tell you what to believe. It does not point fingers at any group, religion, government, school, or company. It does not say one side is good and another side is bad. Instead, it offers one simple question that any school, any government, any company, or any community can ask. Does this help people grow their ability to learn, think, create, work together, and keep getting better over time, without taking that same chance away from others? That is the heart of everything you will hear. Let us begin. Lesson 1. What this course is about. Imagine you are looking at the long story of human beings. People built cities. They built tools. They built schools, governments, religions, and big companies. They invented writing, science, medicine, and computers. All of that is important. But there is something even deeper underneath. Every generation of people decides, in many small and big ways, what the next generation will be allowed to learn, what they will be encouraged to question, and what they will never even get the chance to try. Some of those choices help people grow stronger, more curious, and more able to solve new problems. Some of those choices slowly make people less able to learn freely, less able to question, and less able to invent new things. This course is about that deeper force. We call it coherence. Coherence means how well a person, a family, a school, a company, a government, or a whole society helps human beings keep growing their full abilities, while also respecting the same chance for other people. When coherence is high, people become more able to understand the world, create useful things, work together freely, and pass those strengths to their children and grandchildren. When coherence stays low for a long time, many good possibilities never get the chance to appear. This course will show you a simple way to look at any system, including your own life and the groups you belong to, using that one idea. Ready? Let's go deeper. Lesson 2. The hidden force that shapes civilizations. Think about a child being born today. That child inherits many things: a language, stories, tools, schools, rules, and ideas about what is possible. The child does not start from zero. The child starts from everything the people before them decided to keep, to teach, and to protect. Now imagine two different paths. In one path, the child grows up in a place where curiosity is welcomed. Many different ideas can be examined, mistakes can be corrected with evidence, and people are free to develop many kinds of talents. That child is more likely to become capable, creative, and able to help solve problems that do not even exist yet. In the other path, the child grows up in a place where only a narrow set of ideas is allowed, questions are discouraged, and people are mainly taught to follow without thinking for themselves. That child may still learn useful skills, but many of their possible talents stay unused. Over many years, that unused potential adds up. Civilizations are not only made of buildings, money, or armies. They are made of the minds and abilities of the people living in them. The greatest hidden wealth of any group of people is the growing ability of its members to understand reality better, develop their gifts more fully, cooperate freely, create useful things, and pass those abilities forward. When that ability expands, societies become more flexible and stronger over time. When that ability slowly shrinks, societies can become more fragile, even if they look successful for a while. This is the hidden force we are talking about. Lesson 3. Boundaries that help and patterns that shrink. Possibilities. Every healthy group needs some boundaries. Boundaries are not automatically bad. Good boundaries protect quality, safety, and trust. Here are some examples of helpful boundaries. Science needs clear ways to test claims so we do not believe everything we hear. Doctors and engineers need real training so they do not harm people. Children need age-appropriate protection. Private groups and communities have the right to choose their own purpose and members, as long as people can leave freely. Schools need solid standards so learning is real and useful. These kinds of boundaries can increase coherence. They help people cooperate and build knowledge that lasts. Other patterns work differently. when power over knowledge becomes very concentrated, and when that power resists being corrected by evidence, possibilities start to shrink. You may see, only one set of ideas is treated as fully acceptable, and other lawful ideas become hard to reach or discuss. People feel they will be punished for honest questions. Information is limited in ways that keep people dependent instead of more capable. Updating old practices becomes very difficult, even when better evidence appears. The important difference is this: helpful boundaries protect learning and growth. Harmful patterns slowly reduce the range of what people can learn, become, and contribute, especially across many years. We can look at any institution with the same calm questions. We do not need to attack anyone. We only need to ask how well it supports long-term human growth. Lesson 4. Patterns that repeat across history. History shows us something interesting. The same kinds of patterns have appeared in many different times and places. They have appeared under religious leaders, kings, colonial powers, revolutionary governments, military rulers, and even in open societies during times of great fear. The labels change. The basic pattern often stays similar. A group gains strong influence. It begins to see certain knowledge or ways of thinking as risky for its position. Education and information start to be shaped more carefully. Other sources of knowledge become harder to reach. One preferred way of seeing the world is promoted. Independent places of learning and discussion grow weaker. This does not mean every strong group does this. It does not mean any particular group today is doing it. It only means the pattern has shown up many times when power over knowledge becomes highly concentrated and hard to correct. The good news is that history also shows the opposite pattern. Freedom to learn and the variety of human abilities tend to grow when power is more spread out. Independent schools, research groups, and voices can exist. Clear protections for speech, association, and honest inquiry are in place. Technology gives people more ways to find information. People begin to accept that different viewpoints can live side by side without destroying society. The names of the groups change more than the basic mechanisms. That is why a single clear standard can be useful for everyone. Lesson 5. How potential adds up across generations. Here is one of the most important ideas in this course. The biggest cost of narrowing what people can learn is not that one generation knows fewer facts. The biggest cost is that the ability of human beings to adapt and grow can slowly become smaller over many generations. Think of it like this: every generation inherits the strengths and the limits of the one before it. If a generation has fewer chances to develop many kinds of talents, invent new things, and practice clear thinking, then the next generation is taught by people who themselves had fewer chances. Over time, certain skills, professions, ideas, and ways of solving problems can fade. After a few generations, people may no longer remember that other ways once existed. After many generations, whole paths of development that could have appeared simply never do. What adds up is not only knowledge. What adds up is adaptive potential. The living ability of people to understand the world, create new solutions, and pass that ability forward. When societies keep expanding the range of what people can learn and become, they compound strength. When they keep narrowing that range for a long time, they compound unused possibilities. Imagine one talented person who never gets the chance to study a certain field. That person never makes a discovery. Their possible students never appear. The inventions, companies, and later discoveries that could have grown from that starting point never happen. The loss is not only one person, it is a chain of possibilities that never open. This is why the long view matters. Lesson 6. The Law of Coherence in simple words. Now we can state the main idea clearly. The Law of Coherence says, every person, every organization, and every society should act in ways that increase, rather than decrease, the long-term ability of human beings to learn, adapt, create, cooperate, and keep evolving, while respecting the same ability in others. A civilization, a school, a company, a government, or a person is coherent to the degree that it expands the freedom and capacity of people to see reality more clearly, develop their natural gifts more fully, create value, work together freely, and keep growing, without unfairly taking those same chances away from others. Coherence is not the same as everyone agreeing. Coherence is how well a system helps people stay connected to reality and keep developing their full potential. You can use simple questions to check: does this expand or reduce people's ability to choose and act? Does this increase or reduce honest access to true information? Does this help people grow real abilities or make them more dependent? Does this encourage curiosity or mainly obedience? Does this build resilience or create neediness? Does this grow free cooperation or rely mostly on pressure? Does this allow better evidence to correct mistakes, or does it make correction very hard? These questions create a scale rather than a simple yes or no judgment. A community that chooses a clear path while openly allowing members to leave and explore other paths can stay highly coherent. The same community becomes less coherent if fear, isolation, or barriers to leaving become the main tools. A school with high standards can be coherent. It becomes less coherent if it systematically ignores evidence that does not fit a preferred story. A government that sets rules for basic literacy or child safety can increase coherence. It decreases coherence if it blocks lawful alternative ideas, mainly to keep power. The same standard applies to every ideology, every institution, and even to this course itself. Lesson 7. A simple way to measure coherence. We can turn the idea into practical questions that any group can ask about itself. Here are useful dimensions. Freedom to learn. Can people realistically reach different kinds of knowledge and learning paths? Freedom to ask questions. Can people question ideas, including powerful ones, without heavy punishment? Growth of many human gifts. Does the system support thinking, creating, practical skills, emotional understanding, and social abilities? Variety of viewpoints. Can different honest frameworks be examined? Chance to innovate. Can new ideas and methods be tested fairly? Safety to question. Is the social cost of honest doubt manageable? Ability to correct mistakes. Are there real ways for evidence to update practices? Openness to new evidence. Can stories and rules change when better information appears? Easy access to knowledge. Can ordinary people get accurate information? Strength across generations. Does the system pass on real capabilities, not only fixed answers? Free cooperation. Does it rely more on free choice than on force? Long-term human flourishing. Can we see people becoming more capable and adaptable over time? No single number is needed. These questions help any institution see its strengths and its weak spots. They invite improvement rather than attack. Lesson 8. Designing systems that expand human ability. If we take the law of coherence seriously, we can ask how to design better systems. In education, support strong standards and also support the ability to think clearly, understand different views, and update beliefs with evidence. Allow different good approaches to education to exist and compete on results. Measure success not only by test scores, but also by how capable and adaptable young people become. In government, protect the structures that make it hard for any single group to permanently control what everyone may learn. Independent courts, independent reporting, freedom of association, and open research. When temporary limits are needed in a crisis, keep them temporary, transparent, and open to later review. In business and professions, keep quality standards that protect people while still allowing better methods and new talent to prove themselves. In digital systems and artificial intelligence, design tools that increase people's ability to find accurate information and to understand and correct the outputs of machines. Avoid systems that quietly shrink the range of ideas people can easily reach. Aim for technology that makes humans more capable, not less. In everyday culture, treat honest disagreement as a useful tool for finding better answers, rather than as an attack. Support groups that can keep their own identity while still allowing people to leave and explore freely. The goal is not to remove all standards. Good standards protect safety, quality, and trust. The goal is to keep those standards open to evidence and to prevent power over knowledge from becoming so concentrated that future generations inherit a permanently smaller range of possibilities. Lesson 9. What this means for you. You do not need to change the whole world to use this idea. You can start with yourself and the groups you are part of. Ask, does the way I learn, speak, lead, teach, or organize increase the long-term ability of the people around me to understand reality, develop their gifts, cooperate freely, and keep growing? Does it respect the same chance for others? You can ask the same questions about the schools your children attend, the companies you work with, the communities you join, and the information sources you trust. The law of coherence is not a weapon. It is a mirror and a tool for improvement. It applies to everyone, including the people who created this course. If this framework itself ever starts to narrow honest inquiry or discourage evidence, then it fails its own test. That is a strength, not a weakness. Lesson 10. Closing invitation. We have covered a lot of ground. We saw that civilizations are built on the growing abilities of their people. We saw that helpful boundaries protect learning, while certain concentrated patterns can slowly shrink possibilities. We saw that these patterns have appeared in many different times and under many different labels. We saw how unused potential can add up across generations. We learned a simple law that any person or institution can use. We explored practical questions for measuring and improving coherence, and we looked at how education, government, business, technology, and culture can be designed to expand human ability rather than quietly reduce it. The deepest invitation of this course is not to join a new movement or accept a new ideology. It is to adopt a steady habit of asking one clear question: does this expand or reduce the long-term capacity of human beings to see reality more clearly, develop their gifts more fully, cooperate more freely, create more responsibly, and pass those strengths to the people who come after us? Civilizations rise, stay strong, or slowly weaken in large part according to the answers they give to that question, generation after generation. The law of coherence simply makes the question clear, fair, and available for continuous use and improvement. Thank you for listening. You are invited to think about these ideas, test them against your own experience, improve them where they can be improved, and use them in any way that helps people grow their full capacities while respecting the same chance for others. This is the end of the audio course. You may return to any lesson whenever you wish. May your own learning, and the learning you support in others, keep expanding the best possibilities for the generations still to come.